Today is October 4th, 2023. Have you ever heard of the concept called asking the duck? Programmers and IT people and project type people will have a duck on their desk. And the concept of this duck, this little rubber duck, is that you grab it, or at least the ritual of it is that you grab it and then you ask it the question aloud that you need answered. And the weird part about certain-minded people, typically extroverted people, is that sometimes simply talking it out provides the answer. Being able to listen to yourself ask it provides the answer. I know it's a really radical, strange ritual, but human brains themselves are strange. Sometimes people will say, I'm asking the ducks when referring to a group chat. I'm in several group chats where people will be like, all right, ducks, I need, somebody to talk it out with me. I'm an extroverted person myself, so talking it out generally helps. That's why I make a lot of video blogs and I never post them, because everything that I need from the video blog is given to me just by doing it. The act of doing it has given me the motivation or the emotional release. So there's no need for me to post it when it's already accomplished its job. But might post this one. I'm driving home from work, so this is not the first time I've done a video blog in the car. Why do I look so red right now? It's because the big bus in front of me has their brake light on, and I'm waiting for the light to change. Red. Yep. But, I pick up my phone, I hit the record button, I talk, just like this. And I obviously lose track of the conversation, because I rapidly switch through topics. I'm tired from a hard day of work. Man, I didn't even grab the peppers from work. Dang it. That's okay. I don't need them, but it would have been nice to have them. I am about to make some soup when I get home, or at least possibly start up the base for my soup. Possibly get the ingredients mixed together. I don't know if I'm going to let it cook. I don't know how awake I'm going to be. Like, if I get home and I put the soup in the slow cooker, like, how much longer am I going to be awake? And I think that I might be awake. If I'm hanging out with my friend Matt, I'll be awake. And I can stay awake usually until the sun rises. Now, the sun's going to rise in, well, seeing that it's 4:20 right now. That's a magic number for some people. Since it's 4:20 right now, the sun will rise in 2+ hours. So I don't think this slow cooker soup will be done in 2 hours. So I probably won't be awake. And then what? I'm going to cook this soup, heat it all up, and then go to sleep. Fall asleep and stay asleep. I guess I could put it on the low setting. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to cut up all the meat and all the vegetables and kind of establish the soup base. Maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know. I've been learning a lot about food science recently. There's some good YouTube channels that explain food science. And it's been extremely helpful to me in the way that I cook. And I think it can be very helpful to most people in the way that they cook. Some people are okay with accepting answers as is. They will follow instructions and do. Well, other people need a reason. And a matter of fact, your brain learns better if you're given a reason. We do this because of this. We do this because of this. We do this because of this. And once the pieces all start fitting together and you start to understand why things are done the way they are done, why you put oil in a pan. The oil in the pan does a couple different things. A, it helps disperse heat. It helps alter the way that heat comes in contact with the food that is on the skillet. And B, oil in a pan helps the transference of flavor and adds a fat. And fat is important because fat coats the tongue and allows for different flavors to become more acceptable on the tongue. That's why fat tastes so good. That's why when you go to a restaurant and the restaurant uses vegetables that are completely soaked in butter, or if anybody has had my green beans and they're like, man, why is Dale's green beans so good? Well, they're probably one of the least healthiest ways to make green beans. I generally use almost an entire stick of butter when I make a huge batch of green beans. I say almost a whole stick of butter. It comes pretty damn close. Okay, so I almost got hit by a car. This dude is drunk driving. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, he's drunk driving. That's terrifying. Wow, okay. And I'm holding my phone in my hand. Sorry, we got off topic here because my life was kind of in danger there for a second. I almost got T-boned and I stepped on the gas to avoid being hit. And then he swerved around me. I've got the phone propped up here and my hands on the steering wheel. So I don't really look at my phone while I drive. I'm not paying attention to my phone. It's there as a recording device. Like I don't need visual. Like there's no need for visual other than you get to kind of see my face when light pours over it. It's kind of intense. People need to learn how to drive. Or, well, people need to stop drinking and driving. Straight up ran a red light. That's crazy. That's intense. Well, I'm no longer in their radius, so that's fine. But anyways, back to cooking. I've been learning some food science. And I'm butchering the explanation for how things work in food science, but it has stepped up my game because now I understand why things are the way they are. You start to learn things like why do things taste good when you add a lot of butter, but things don't taste any better when you add a lot of oil, because you can use oil strategically. You can use butter strategically, things like that. Now I'm beginning to understand these things, like when to add seasonings. You don't think about it. I used to be one of those people where I would just toss in the garlic immediately. And a lot would be lost because the garlic would kind of burn. But the thing about, jarred garlic is that it soaks in citric acid. And in the process, it doesn't burn nearly as easily. So you can dump, minced jarred garlic into a dish early. And as long as you got oil in the pan, it's going to be good. I just made it home. So since I'm talking about food and talking about food science, I'm about to go upstairs and I'm about to make myself a, you know, I don't know what I'm going to call it. Beef stew is the word I'm going to use. But I'm going to make a beef stew with a French onion soup base. So basically, I'm going for French onion soup meets beef stew. And more or less, I've got a recipe, a tried and true recipe for French onion soup. But I am going to, unfortunately, I didn't grab any peppers, so I don't have that. But I've got potatoes and carrots, and of course, stew beef, you know, cubed beef. And I will let it slow cook. And we shall see how it turns out. May have stumbled onto something. I acquired a few seasonings that I don't have at home from work. Some rosemary for starts. It's not something I keep. And not something we have at work. Something we have fresh at work. So that's kind of nice. Just take a couple long sprigs there of rosemary. And oh, I'm so glad to be home. The house is a mess. And Alexa, turn on lights.
Okay.
And cooking will give me an excuse to do some dishes. Because I need to have clean dishes to do some cooking. I've kind of let myself go a bit. It's kind of unfortunate. Alright, well, thanks for watching my video here, and for those of you that don't know, I've got a blog. I've got a dev blog for video game related stuff. So I've been writing my feelings down instead of doing these videos, but I'd like to get back to doing these videos for the dev blog. I think I'm going to do them in a more professional manner though, so I'm going to be looking for a camera and getting that all set up. Whew, I'm beat, so talk to you guys later. Goodbye.